This is Financial Straight Talk with Jim Fox.
It is Financial Straight Talk, and we are glad to have you with us. All powered by Wadadley Financial Group. And like we are every single week, we are here with Jim Fox. He is the founder, president, and investment advisor representative with Wadadley Financial Group. My name's Kevin McAlpin. Jim and I are so glad to have you with us. And keep this number handy, folks. If you are getting closer and closer to retirement, well, you've come to the right place. We have spent a lot of time in our first couple segments talking about how to replace that paycheck and some financial moves you can make now to avoid some mistakes later on in life. And of course, if you've been chasing that magic number in retirement, well, obviously we spent a lot of time talking about why that doesn't apply to most of our listeners. Now, if you'd like to learn more, you want to get on Jim's calendar, you want to sit down and start really mapping out what that future looks like when it comes to your finances, it all starts with one call to 321-414-7526. 321-414-PLAN. The website is getfst.com. It stands for what you're going to get on this show every week. Financial Straight Talk at getfst.com. So, Jim, I know we talk about music at times on this show. Dolly Parton, one of those icons in country music. Matter of fact, I was just at Dollywood recently. You and I were talking about some of our favorite rides. That place is awesome, by the way. Like, if you have not been, put it on your list. If you like roller coasters, are you a big roller coaster guy?
Love it. But you know what else I like is like the whole like country. Like I like the blacksmith area. I like how they just break it into different stuff, which is. But yes, roller coasters are amazing there. Wild Eagle. Just don't eat a loaf of cinnamon bread before you jump on Wild Eagle. Right. You know, we never got any of that stuff, by the way, while we were there.
It's good
I know.
stuff.
Because the line was so long that we're like, all right, we're not standing in line for that. So
see, we always find a way to make me hungry at some point throughout this show. We're talking about Dollywood, and all of a sudden we start talking about cinnamon bread. But I'm with you. The vibe is great. It's clean. The rides are awesome. If you've never been, put it on your list, especially if you have a thrill seeker 11-year-old son like I do. Jim, I got him on the upside down roller coaster for the first time. I'm so proud of that moment. That's one of those proud dad moments you check off the list.
But once he's hooked, man, it's on.
Yeah. Well, he's hooked. So I got a feeling we'll be riding Wild Eagle a few more times before he gets much older.
Too bad Six Flags shut down for you, right? Is it still open or not?
Yeah, I think it's still open. Yeah, I think it's still. We have not been. Although the kids want to go to the water park. Yeah, we'll see how that shakes out.
The roller coasters used to be fun. There used to be one there called the Cyclone, which was like at the time, it was the biggest wooden roller coaster. And that one was creepy because it was all like, and it was like, it's not like the thing was going to fall apart on you, which was really cool. But there's some really cool roller coasters there. So you got to take Max to Six Flags. I think water park's lame, man. Just tell him no and just go ride roller coasters. Way more fun.
We got a pool in the neighborhood. He'll be fine. You don't need a water park. We got one in our backyard. Well, I bring it up, Jim, because I know you're a fan of Dolly Parton. Recently, she canceled her Las Vegas residency because of ongoing health challenges. And recently, Jim, she told fans that while she is improving, she's responding well to treatment. Take a listen to this.
Now, the bad news is it's going to take me a little while before I'm up to stage performance level because some of the meds and treatments make me a little bit swimmy-headed. And, of course, I can't be dizzy carrying around banjos, guitars, and such on 5-inch heels. Not to mention all those heavy rhinestone outfits, the big hair, my big personality. That would make anybody swim-headed. But just think of me as like an old classic car that once restored can be better than ever.
I love that line.
Oh, man.
She does have a big personality, doesn't she?
Oh, dude, she's great. Can you believe she's 80?
No, I can't.
Isn't that crazy?
No, and I'm with her. I think when she's healthy, I think she'll be back and better than ever. That's the one. She's the one that I would bet on to come back stronger than ever. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, and just think about that. I was telling you before we started recording today that this morning when I got in the shower, I always put on, it depends on my mood for the day, but I put on 80s country because I'll think back to when, I was a kid in the back of the car with my parents and, I know every word to all these old country songs and it was 9 to 5, right, this morning. And it got me thinking about Dollywood and it's not just about her performances, right? It's not just about that. It's like, she has been, her reading thing that she did where she was donating books. And there's just so many amazing things about Dolly that you're right. If I'm going to bet on anybody, it's going to be bet on Dolly Parton is going to come back. There's no question.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, the reason I bring it up, Jim, obviously we know unexpected health issues popped up. She had to cancel that residency in Vegas. So obviously this is something that's pertinent for a lot of our listeners when it comes to planning for retirement and ways you can build plans that can, help look forward to the unexpected, things that can catch us completely off guard and ultimately, if not planned for, can derail a retirement, can't they?
Yeah. And it works in phases, right?
Yeah.
So it feels like to me, and this is just my experience. And I see it time and time again. And Kevin, I might have asked you this question already. How far apart are you and Melissa in age? You guys pretty close.
Hopefully she's not listening. We're 2.5 years apart.
Okay, that's not horribly bad. Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
The average gap that I find is between 4.5 and 6 years between husband and wife, and typically it's always an older dude, right? It almost always is. Michelle and I are right at 6 years. We've had 15-year differences too, right? No wife is going to say, "Okay, honey, you're 65, go retire, and I'm going to keep working for another, 6 years." Like, that doesn't happen, okay? So first, we always deal with, there's always seems to be somebody not to Medicare age, right? That seems to be a really constant theme that we deal with. So when we look at healthcare, we got to think about first and foremost, and I think this is missed. That's why I want to point this out, because the easy go-to is, you're going to spend a lot of money in retirement for health insurance, and it's going to cost you more, right? That's what these knuckleheads say all the time. Don't worry, I'll be a knucklehead in a few seconds, okay?
Okay.
But the first problem is, wife is 62, husband 64, whatever it is, and we have to figure out, how do we get you to 65 and do it the most effective way without paying a ton of money for health insurance, right? So that's the Affordable Care Act and how to get better subsidies. And we do that kind of planning because it's based on your taxable income. It's actually based on your MAGI, but I'm not going to bore everybody with tax terms right now. And see, I just screwed it up by calling it the MAGI. See, it's your taxable income, right? Your adjusted gross income. I'm screwing it up myself, and I do this for a living. Think about this.
Right.
So, and don't cut this out, Murph. We're giving you a shout out. I want people to understand the complexity of this nonsense that people have to deal with. So we got to figure out how to get you to 65 and do it while taking advantage of the subsidies. And so you can enjoy yourself. So that requires planning. Then you turn 65. Now we have to worry about something called IRMA, right? Which is income related, monthly something. I don't even know. See what I'm saying? I want you guys to understand how complex this is, because it's not just, oh my God, I'm old and medicine costs more. And what happens if I end up in a nursing home? Because that's what most people think. And that's what most people in my industry talk about. But health is a big issue. And we got to figure out how to navigate these waters before you get to Medicare. Then we have to navigate these waters as you're in Medicare, and we're doing Roth conversions. We got to stay under the thresholds, or you're going to pay more for your Medicare, because Medicare is not a flat fee, right? Like, if you make too much money, Kevin, you got to pay more. Yeah. And if you make more, you got to pay more and more and more. And you could theoretically, under today's numbers, find yourself paying $650 something for Medicare as opposed to $202. And then now the weenies get their part. Okay. Then we got to think about, Kevin, because death is easy. If you're dead, you're dead. It's a pretty simple process. The problem is, what happens if you need someone to come into your home and help you out? Because you need at-home care, because maybe you're alone now and your spouse died and you need someone to help you 2 or 3 days a week. How are we going to pay for that? What happens if you have dementia or something like that and you need to end up in like one of those memory care facilities, right? Those are expensive. What happens if you don't have anyone to come help you and you're a little bit too unsteady on your feet and you need to get into one of those independent living type of facilities, which eventually can become, a long-term care facility? How do we pay for that nonsense? See, that's what we're talking about here. You're like, wow, Jim just bummed me out after listening to Dolly talk and be all cute. But this is what planners do. Yeah. This isn't what mutual fund salesmen do. This isn't what stock salesmen. This is surely what the annuity sales guys talk about. See, this is what planners talk about. And believe it or not, this is the stuff that matters. This is why when we build plans, we got to make sure that we build them in a way that we take all of the things I just talked about into consideration when we're building a plan. Yet you go see somebody and they don't talk about it, or they do, and they talk about it in some glazy little conversation like, oh, well, I should buy this annuity because it has a long-term care rider on it. Oh, what does that have to do with anything? Yes, it might be great, but it might suck too. Mm-hmm. I dare you to find another show that talks like me. I dare you. Find it. Send it to me. Call my staff, right? Call my staff, right? Voices saying things suck. I mean, listen, I'm talking to you because I want you guys to understand that I'm a real guy who just has thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people that he's seen over the almost 30 years. Good decisions and bad decisions. And I don't want you to make bad decisions. I want to be that voice of reason. This is not financial weenie talk. This is not come buy an annuity talk. This is not put all your money in the market so you can get great rates of return talk. This is financial straight talk. And it's something that we created years ago. And Kevin, I wish you would have been there in the beginning. I love my boy, Jerry, back in the day. He helped me build this. But boy, did you come right in. Man, you were my brother from another mother because you get it just like I do. We don't care if you like us. How funny is that? We don't care if you go, oh, they're on the air. Boy, I really like the way they talk. I don't care if you like it or not. Mm-hmm. What I want you to realize is that we're here to give you some knowledge. We're here to give you that straight talk. We're here to tell you that health matters. Not only does it matter for your ability to go do things, but what happens if you get, how do you pay for this nonsense? Because dying is easy. It's called a beneficiary for the most part. I mean, there's better ways to fix that too. Don't let me just glaze over that like it's not important. But you being sick, you needing help. And you know what? Yeah, there's somebody who wants to sell you a long-term care policy. I don't know if it's good or bad. We got to look into it. Unfortunately, a lot of them aren't as good as they used to be, right? Mm-hmm. These are the problems, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody spends the time talking about this. I get on this air every week. I yell and scream and I act like a lunatic, right? And then you come into my office and I'm the same lunatic in the office. You come to a workshop, I'm a lunatic. I do my meetings in office with all my clients and they laugh and they say, wow, Jim is crazy today. And I am. But I'm not crazy because I want to sell you something. I get pissed off. And I hope I can say it. I'm sure the FCC allows me to say that.
Yeah.
I'm pissed off because people like my mom and dad deserved a chance. People like Barb and Warren that we talked about earlier, they deserved the quality of retirement that they should have had. But because some guy who wears a suit and a tie and a pinky ring convinced them they don't have enough money, they lost some of the best years of retirement because they were worried about running out of money. Although mathematically, it wasn't even probable. It possible maybe, but definitely not probable. See, so I take this crap personally. You know what? I say bad words. I'm sorry. You know what? I get riled up. I'm sorry. You know what? I don't use my is's and r's properly, and I'm not the most educated dude in the world. I'm freaking sorry. But you know what I do care about? You know what I do care about? You making better decisions. And I'm sick and tired of this industry doing this time and time again to people. Health matters. Planning matters. Selling you stuff is just part of the game. It's what they do. What I want to do is sell you something that makes sense for you, that accomplishes a goal and finishes a need and checks a box for you. And I hope I'm resonating with somebody. And if I'm not, whatever, dude. Enjoy the show. But my point is we care and we want you to have better decisions. We want you to make better decisions that are going to help you enjoy the retirement you deserve, because my mom and dad didn't get theirs. She retired at 62 and died before she was 64. My dad retired at 65 and died just after his 67th birthday. That's not what I want for you. Live life. Enjoy it. If you think it's about me selling you something, don't call me. Let's try that method. Don't call 321-414-7526. How about that? I don't want to hear from you. But for those of you that really want to understand this stuff, pick up the phone and give us a call. We're here to help without the sales pitch. You're going to walk out here understanding more than you did when you came through the door. You don't have to work with me. I'm just not going to do all the work for you, honestly. But I will help you understand it so you can make better decisions. But for the right person, I believe I'm resonating. For the right person, I'm hitting a spot. This is your chance. Pick up the phone. Call us. We're standing by. 321-414-7526. Again, 321-414-7526. plan.
Yeah, if you'd like to start putting a plan in place for your retirement that can look ahead for the unknowns you could encounter, including health challenges like we heard from Dolly Parton, if you'd like to not be blindsided by that later in life, it all starts with one simple phone call to Jim Fox and his team at Wadadley Financial Group. Again, folks, that number, 321-414-7526. Again, it's 321-414-PLAN or online at getfst.com. Again, that website, folks, is getfst.com. So, Jim, it's been another enjoyable show. We heard the multiple voices, the many different tones of Jim Fox here on the program once again today. And before we run out of time, my friend, the floor is all yours for the final word.
Thanks so much. Well, guys, every week, Kevin and I say the exact same thing. By the way, I say this every time. This is not a recording, okay? Every week, though, we do say the same thing. We know that you all have tons of options when it comes to getting financial information, and we're honored to be one of those resources for you. So if there's anything we can do, we encourage you, pick up the phone, give us a call. We're standing by to help you out. But with all that being said, on behalf of myself and Mr. Kevin Mack, I want to thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time on the Financial Straight Talk.
Thanks for listening to Financial Straight Talk with Jim Fox. To learn more, visit getfst.com.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Wadadley Financial Group. Wadadley Financial Group is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth LLC IPW, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Wadadley Financial Group are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. Wadadley Financial Group is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any government agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Wadadley Financial Group.